Alright students, let's go ahead and revise the chapter of demand and recovery. Let's take a quick linking and then we'll go ahead. We started learning assessment, not GST. We'll continue with assessment. When we were going ahead and doing assessment, we did self-assessment, then provisional assessment, then scrutiny of return came. Yes, everyone, when the scrutiny of return happened, officer went in and told you there is a discrepancy. If you go ahead and correct the discrepancy, make the payment of the tax, inform the officer, chapter close. If you don't go ahead and accept the discrepancy, give an explanation, he likes the explanation, chapter close. He doesn't like the explanation, he will go ahead and tell you, I did not like the explanation, or after accepting the discrepancy, you did not make the tax ka payment, etc. Officer will get angry over here. He will do audit. He will do special audit, right, everyone? Or he will go ahead and do inspection, search, seizure, and arrest also can happen. So inspection, search, seizure, he will do. Baba, arrest, okay, leave it. He will go ahead and do audit, special audit. He will do inspection, search, seizure. After doing audit or after doing inspection, search, seizure, he will gather documents, books, things against you, and out of that, whatever is the evidence, he will go ahead and say you that I will use the evidence and now give you a show cause notice and then a demand order, right, everyone? Here comes the chapter of demand order. Once the demand comes, if you make the payment within 3 months, very good. If you don't make the payment within 3 months, you can go for an appeal. If you don't go for an appeal also, after 3 months, department will hang you upside down and they will start recovery. So we are going to learn the chapter of demand and recovery. Everyone, over here, section number 74 and section number 73 over here. Section number 73 talks about demand order in case of bona fide case. 74 fraud case. Section number 75 goes ahead and talks about general provision relating to determination of demand. Section number 76, if you have collected something representing as tax, you should pay immediately to the government. If you don't pay, show cause notice and then demand order. Section number 77, wrongly paid tax, refund should be taken and correct tax should be paid. No interest is required. Then we have 78, recovery proceeding initiated after 3 months. 79, modes of recovery. 80 told installment you can ask. 81 went ahead and told, sir, transfer of property shall be void. Then we had section number 82, sir, whenever there is a company basically might be closing, GST dues will have the Firstly, basically, government will go ahead and recover their dues over here. Then we had 83, provisional attachment, and 84, continuation of recovery proceedings. Everyone, over here, section number 73 now. People listen to me very carefully. Officer went ahead and did audit, special audit, inspection, search, seizure, and now he went ahead and found that, sir, you have not gone ahead and paid some tax. Tax is not paid. Might be 18% was required, you paid 12, tax is short paid, or any erroneous refund you have taken, or might be ITC was wrongly availed by you or wrongly utilized by you. Then officer can go ahead and say that, sir, you have tried to do fraud, then you will come under section number 74. Before starting the proceedings, also you have an option to make the payment. That also will go ahead and talk. Sir, you will come under section number 74. 74 ka proceedings will be done against you only if the officer has reason that you have gone ahead and done fraud, willful misstatement, or suppression of fact. Suppression of fact ka meaning means what? Suppression means you don't declare some fact or information which you are required to declare, or failure to furnish information which is asked by the officer. It is always, this means what? Suppression. Suppression always comes under section number 74. Sir, if there is any other demand order which is going to be raised, which is for reason other than fraud, willful misstatement, or suppression of fact, then proceedings under section number 73 will be initiated. Always remember one thing, officer, before going ahead and raising a show cause notice, you can go ahead and pay before issuance of the show cause notice also. Always remember, if you are paying before show cause notice, or officer in some cases can, if he wants, he can go ahead and give you one GST DRC 01A part A saying, sir, this is the amount which you are liable to pay. Estimation can be given to you. Means intimation will be given to you that this is your tax, this is your interest, this is the penalty to be paid by you. Not estimation, intimation is given. But this is up to the officer to give you. Either the officer has given you the intimation where he has intimated you the tax, interest, penalty, or on your own, if you go ahead and pay before issuance of so cause notice, then they are going ahead and telling, please pay the tax, please pay the interest. If you make the full payment and you go ahead and inform the officer using GST DRC 03, officer will go ahead and issue you an acknowledgement in GST DRC 04 that, sir, we are going ahead and not going to raise any show cause notice on you. Chapter will be closed. But sir, even before issuance of show cause notice or on receipt of DRC 01A ka part A में estimation, basically intimation where officer has gone ahead and told me to pay. If I go ahead and make the full payment, then chapter close. If I don't make the full payment, I made a part payment. And for the part payment, remaining part, I want to give a submission, or for the full amount which he has gone ahead and told me, I want to go ahead and make a submission, then I will make a submission in part B of GST DRC 01A. Now what will happen for the remaining amount basically, or if you have not made any payment, then they will first of all go ahead and give you a show cause notice. Section number 73 I am teaching you now. Later we'll learn about 74. Now he will go ahead and give you a show cause notice. Detailed show cause notice will be sent to you and summary will be uploaded in GST DRC 01A. GST DRC 01. In the show cause notice, he will tell you the tax amount, interest he will tell you at the rate of 18% is payable, and he will also state the ground that, sir, tax was not paid by you, tax was short paid by you, erroneous refund was taken by you. All this ground he will go ahead and tell. Now, and he will also ask you why this amount which I am demanding from you, why this amount should not be demanded, that he will go ahead and tell in the show cause notice. Now, after the show cause notice comes, you are given even 30 days ka time limit. You can go ahead and pay the tax and you can pay the interest and you can inform the officer in GST DRC 03 and he will not go ahead and charge any penalty. Demand order will also not come because show cause notice was given. Proceedings initiated. They will have to conclude the proceeding by giving you a GST DRC 05. Remember always, show cause notice has come. 30 days ka time is given for voluntary payment. If you don't make the payment within 30 days, after 30 days, there is no way to go ahead and make voluntary payment of a show cause notice. Now, what will you do? If you did not go ahead and make the payment within 30 days, then within 30 days, either you make the payment or after 30 days or within 30 days, you can go ahead and give reply to the show cause notice in GST DRC 06. Now, after you go ahead and talk to him, discussions will happen and then a demand order will be given. Demand order detail will be given to you and a summary will be uploaded online in GST DRC 07. Once the demand order comes, you will be further given how many days ka time? Actually 3 months ka time before they go ahead and start recovery. But if you go ahead and make the payment, sir, there is no more option. Now, before they start the recovery, if you go ahead and make the payment, then you have to pay tax, interest, penalty, 10% of the tax or 10,000 whichever is higher. Once you make the payment, inform him in DRC 03 and he will conclude the proceedings issuing you GST DRC 05. Are we clear everyone? Once the demand order comes, either assessee can make the payment, he has 3 months, or assessee can go for an appeal within 3 months, because after the 3 months, department will go ahead and start the recovery. As per section number 78, it is told that recovery will start. And always remember, after 3 months, there is recovery which will start. They will not give you any notice for recovery and all. Demand order which was given is only your notice for recovery. Can I go ahead everyone? Now listen to me very carefully. Always remember one thing, if it is, sir, if it is bona fide case, it is before show cause notice, you can go ahead and make the payment. When DRC 01 A is issued, part A they have told you, or on your own you can go ahead and make the payment. If it is a bona fide case, you will pay tax and interest only, right? Once show cause notice has come, if you pay within 30 days, you will pay tax and interest only. Then once the demand order has come, if you make the payment, you pay tax, interest, penalty how much? 10% or 10,000 whichever is higher. But sir, if it is 74 ka case, always remember, before issuance of show cause notice, if you are paying, that is on your own estimation or on receipt of DRC 01A, you will have to go ahead and pay tax, interest, penalty, 15% of the tax amount. Sir, if show cause notice has come, after that you want to pay within 30 days, tax, interest, penalty, 25% has to be paid of the tax amount. Sir, demand order came, frauds are given one more chance. That sir, if you make the payment within 30 days, then you can pay tax, interest, penalty 50% of the tax amount, but after 30 days, greater than 30 days, you will have to go ahead and pay tax, interest, penalty, 100% of the tax amount. Sir, you are still given 3 months ka time. If you make the payment, very good. Either go for an appeal or after 3 months, recovery will start. Is the point clear to all? Always remember one thing, when they are going ahead and giving show cause notice, in the show cause notice they will tell you tax, interest, penalty, and they will state the grounds also. Always remember, whatever tax, interest, penalty is told in the show cause notice, the same amount of tax, interest, penalty they can go ahead and demand, and the ground also has to be same in the demand order. It can't exceed, demand order can't exceed the show cause notice. Demand order and show cause notice always has to be in conformity. Now listen to me very carefully. If the officer is going ahead and doing supposingly one proceedings for 17-18 and he wants to go ahead and raise a demand order, now whatever the show cause notice issued for which year, that year ke liye only he can go ahead and raise the demand order. But supposingly he identified during the proceeding that for 18-19, 18-19, 19-20 also you have done the same kind of thing. Tax is not paid or short paid, means whatever this show cause notice was issued, the grounds, supposingly tax was not paid by you, that same issue relates to 18-19 and 19-20 also. For those years, he doesn't have to give a show cause notice. He can go ahead and give a statement, and now he can go ahead and join this show cause notice and statement and then go ahead and raise the demand order. Are we clear, everyone? Always remember one thing, show cause notice has to be there for demand order. Now show cause notice issued for 1 year. For remaining years also, if he identified that the same mistake you have gone ahead and done, the grounds for which he can go ahead and demand is same, then he has to go ahead and raise show cause notice for the additional year. He will not raise show cause notice. He will give a statement in DRC 02 for additional period not covered in the show cause notice, and service of statement shall be deemed to be a service of show cause notice. However, the grounds has to be the same. I hope you guys are able to connect to this. Always remember one thing, fraud case may tax, interest, penalty 15%, tax, interest, penalty 25%, tax, interest, penalty after demand order 50% if within 30 days. After 30 days, it is always 100%. Right, everyone? Everything in section number 73 and 74 are almost same, other than what? Sir, penalties which are being told. Now, one thing which is very important over here is, what is the time limit for show cause notice and demand order? Section number 73 may always remember one thing, the time limit to go ahead and raise the demand order for 1 year, supposingly 17-18, if I go ahead and tell you the due date of return is 31st December 2018, extended due date, then extended due date, say you will see, sir, otherwise always take 31st December. From that year, in case of section number 73, the demand order ka time limit is 3 years, right, everyone? And demand order to show cause notice, the minimum distance should be 3 months, and hence that show cause notice should come within 2 years 9 months. I hope everyone is clear. So if 17-18 related, if I am talking, that 31st December 2018 is the due date for annual return. Sir, 19, 20, 21, 31st December 2021 is the maximum time limit to raise demand order. If not raised within 3 years, then all the proceedings deemed to be concluded with the respect to that year. Are we clear? Sir, time limit to raise the show cause notice is 3 months prior, means at least distance between show cause notice and demand order has to be 3 months, and hence show cause notice ka time limit will be 30th of September 2021. I hope this point is clear. Now, this is section number 73 may time limit to go ahead and raise the show cause notice. Show cause notice should be 3 months prior, and demand order is always, sir, demand order is 3 years and show cause notice is 2 years 9 months in section number 73. Right, everyone? Now we'll talk about section number 74. Section number 74, always remember, if 17-18 related, one show cause notice has to be given in section number 74 and demand order has to be given. You have to see 31st December 2018. From there you will have to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23. Fraud always takes time to detect. So they have gone ahead and told we'll give how many years? 5 years, and hence it should be 31st December 2023 till what time demand order can be given. And demand order to show cause notice, the distance should be at least minimum 6 months, and hence show cause notice should be given by maximum date 30th of June 2023. Right, everyone? Always remember one thing, show cause notice should be given prior to the 6 months prior to the order. And sir, what is the time limit? In case of bona fide case, 3 years. fraud case demand order is 5 years, show cause notice is 2 years 9 months, and sir, fraud case it is 4 years 6 months. Sir, if it is not given, demand order and show cause notice is not given within time limit, always remember one thing, sir, if 3 years may they have not gone ahead and passed the demand order, or 5 years may they have not passed the demand order, that year related show cause notice and demand order basically can't be given now. All the proceedings deemed to be concluded. Always remember these time limits for your exam are very, very important. If show cause notice and demand order is not given within time and it is still given to you, you can challenge the show cause notice and the demand order, right everyone? Always remember one thing, if there is supposedly 1718 and 1718 related one refund was given, so the date of erroneous refund, say you will have to see in bona fide case 3 years from the date of erroneous refund, the day erroneous refund was given, from that you have to see 3 years, and in case of fraud case from the date of erroneous refund you will see 5 years. From the due date it is generally for other than erroneous refund ka case, but erroneous refund may 5 years or 3 years or 2 years 9 months and 4 years 6 months has to be seen from the date of erroneous refund. I hope everyone is clear till here. Always remember one thing, sir, I have gone ahead and given GST DRC01A ka meaning over here. Part A may intimation is given to you. Part B may you go ahead and pay partial amount ka payment ka details you give, or if you want to go ahead and tell something, submission is given over here, right everyone? Now, sir, time limit I have gone ahead and told you. Penalty I have gone ahead and told you. What is the penalty everyone? Before show cause notice, there is no penalty in 73. 74 may it is 15%. Sir, after show cause notice, 73 may there is no penalty. Demand order, for 74 may there is 25%. After demand order, bona fide case, 10% of tax or 10,000 whichever is higher has to be given. Fraud case 50% or 100% after 30 days has to be given, right everyone? Now, always remember one thing, one explanation is given that sir, if you go ahead and pay all the amount which is told in 73 and 74, whatever is applicable to you, all proceedings shall be deemed to be concluded other than section number 132. Means if against me, supposedly 73 and 74 ka demand order is given, if I go ahead and make demand order ka payment, all proceedings against me will be concluded other than section number 132. Section number 132 talks about imprisonment. If I have gone ahead and done a fraud which is of a higher amount, they are going ahead and telling we will send you to jail also, right everyone? So section number 132 also referred over here. Section number 132, I hope you guys remember, more than 1 crore, more than 5 crore, more than 2 crore, etc. amounts are there that you study under section number 132. Now here one more amendment is there. One amendment which goes ahead and says over here is, sir, notice is issued to the main person. Supposingly notice was issued to me and to pay the tax, demand order was given, show cause notice and demand order, and some other persons also, and such proceedings against the main person has been concluded. I have gone ahead and made all the payments and against me proceedings are concluded. Might be to transport my goods, I had gone ahead and taken the help of a transporter. So I am the main noticee to whom the notice was given and I made all the tax ka payment and chapter was closed against me. Now, so supposingly I was given a show cause notice. I made all the tax ka payment and what happened? All the proceedings were concluded against me, but other than 132. Now listen to me very carefully. Proceedings concluded against me. Earlier what used to happen, all the proceedings against all other persons who are liable to pay penalty under section number 122, 125, 129, 130 are also concluded. Earlier what used to happen, if main notice on show cause notice is given and I go ahead and make all the tax ka payment etc., then against me the notice used to be, all the proceedings used to be concluded, and along with me, if any other notices who are there, whom also notice has been given, my proceeding concluded, all these people ka proceedings also used to get concluded. But now what they have gone ahead and told, if on main person the proceedings are concluded, then on the additional people to whom notice has been given, there section number 122 and 125 ka proceedings might be concluded, that is general penalty ka proceeding, but 129 and 130 ka proceeding, basically 129 is talking about detention and seizure of goods and conveyance, and 130 talks about confiscation. 129 and 130 ka proceedings against the additional people who are there will not be concluded. So supposingly I have gone ahead and done some wrong thing. And along with me, there was a transporter who was there. So on the transporter, if notice is served, my proceeding concluded doesn't mean his proceedings will be concluded. Against him, 129 or 130 ka proceedings against my additional notices who are there will be going on. I hope everyone is clear. Now, what is the amendment, everyone? If main notice ka 73 and 74 ka proceeding concluded, doesn't mean additional notices who are there along with me, their proceedings also concluded. Baba, 125 and 122 ka proceedings against them concluded, but 129 and 130 ka proceedings earlier used to get concluded, but now they have deleted 129 and 130 ka reference and they have told 129 and 130 ka proceedings will not be concluded. Done, everyone? Next, so here you have to write proceedings against all other person liable to pay penalty under 122 and 125 are concluded, but against people who are liable to pay penalties etc. under 129 and 130, that is not concluded. Now section number 7311, one small paragraph is there over here. Section number 7311 may they have gone ahead and told if you don't go ahead and pay self-assessment tax within 30 days, then you will be liable to a penalty of 10% or 10,000, whichever is higher. People went ahead and asked the government, what do you mean by this? Government went ahead and told if you go ahead and file your return and in the return you have not gone ahead and paid the self-assessed tax and you filed the return. You have gone ahead and self-assessed an amount, you went ahead and filed the return, but you did not make the tax ka payment, then they are going ahead and telling if you go ahead and file a return without making tax ka payment and then within 30 days you make the payment, very good. If you don't make the payment within 30 days, we will go ahead and issue you a show cause notice and then you will be liable to pay tax, interest, penalty also, which is 10% of the tax or 10,000, whichever is higher. Always remember, self-assessed tax or amount collected as tax if unpaid greater than 30 days from the due date, penalty of 10% or 10,000, whichever is higher, will be charged. So if you filed a return, self-assessed your tax, did not make the payment and filed your return, then only this penalty is told, wherein they are going ahead and telling, sir, how much? Sir, 10% of the tax or 10,000, whichever is higher. But for that also, officer will have to give you a show cause notice and then demand and then take the penalty ka amount. It says over here, circular came whether penalty under 7311, which is 10% or 10,000 has to be paid, even if I have gone ahead and filed a late return. Baba, if you have gone ahead and filed a return late, that is not a problem. Late return means you will go ahead and pay tax, interest and late fee. Their general penalty can be imposed, but supposingly you went ahead and filed your return, did not make the tax payment, filed your return, that's a self-assessed tax, not paid within 30 days, then penalty can be charged on you, but following the due process of law, which is show cause notice, demand order and basically penalty order will be given. Sir, whether penalty under 7311 can be levied where GSTR 3B is filed after due date? Sir, provision of 7311 can be invoked only when provision of 73 are invoked. Provision of section number 73 are generally not invoked in case of delay in filing of GSTR 3B because tax along with applicable interest has already been paid but after the due date. It is accordingly clarified that penalty under section number 7311 is not payable in such case. However, a general penalty may be imposed under section number 125. I hope you guys are clear with section number 73 and 74 over here. Now, everyone over here, let's go ahead and do section number 75, 76 and 77. We learned section number 73 and 74 where they went ahead and told you about demand order and show cause notice. When demand order and show cause notice is given, there are some general provisions which are applicable to going ahead and giving a show cause notice and a demand order. Let's go ahead and understand about the general provision relating to determination of tax. Everyone listen to me very carefully. Sir, first of all, the period of stay. If court has put a stay, and the show cause notice and demand order cannot be raised that time, then Baba, the period of stay by the court has to be excluded while going ahead and calculating the period for calculation of raising the show cause notice and demand order. Sir, supposingly one show cause notice was given under section number 74 subsection 1 and later you went for an appeal and in the appeal it was decided that sir, the show cause notice which was given and accordingly the demand order which was raised under section number 74, it is not sustainable, the person is not a fraud. Now the officer has to go ahead and raise One again show cause notice under section number 73(1). No baba no. The section number 74(1) ka show cause notice only will be deemed as a show cause notice under section number 73 subsection 1. And accordingly, proceedings will be concluded. Sir, demand order raised if as per the direction of the court or tribunal. Always remember, if appellate tribunal, high court, etc. went ahead and gave the case back to the assessee, to the adjudicating authority, and told him that, sir, follow these directions and go ahead and raise the demand order, then, sir, now demand order shall be raised within how many years? 2 years from the receipt of such direction. Always remember one thing, then, whenever section number 73 and 74 they are going ahead and giving you a demand order, if you are requesting, they have to give you an opportunity of being heard. And also remember one thing, if they are going to pass an adverse decision against you, adverse decision ka case mein always opportunity of being heard has to be given. Sir, if you want adjournment, maximum 3 times adjournment can be given, provided sufficient cause is shown. Whenever they are going ahead and giving you a demand order, section number 75 subsection 6 goes ahead and says it always has to be a speaking order. Means the demand order should set out all the fact, all the basically fact and basis on which the decision is taken, under which section we are going ahead and penalizing you, all the fact has to be given. Tax, interest and penalty in the demand order cannot exceed the show cause notice. Always remember, to recover there has to be a demand order, and demand order should always be on the basis of show cause notice. Whatever tax, interest, penalty is told in the show cause notice, more than that you can't go ahead and demand in the demand order. It has to be either in conformity or it can be little less. Whatever ground is told in the show cause notice, same ground has to be there in the demand order. In show cause notice they told tax not paid, demand order is also it should be raised on the basis of tax not paid. Remember always, demand order should always be in conformity with the grounds in show cause notice. Where appellate authority, appellate tribunal, court modifies tax, then always remember, you went to the appellate authority, appellate tribunal, high court, they went ahead and modified the tax. They increase the tax, then interest and penalty also gets increased. They reduce the tax, then sir, interest and penalty also will get reduced. So they are going ahead and telling wherever appellate authority, appellate tribunal, high court and basically the court, high court, supreme court modified the tax, always remember interest penalty shall stand modified. Interest always payable even if it is not specified in the demand order, but remember interest can't exceed what is told in the show cause notice. Penalty need not, penalty always has to be demanded. Interest not demanded also has to be paid, but penalty only if demanded has to be paid. Sir, demand order is not given within 3 years or 5 years, then it will be deemed that the proceedings for that year has been concluded. Right everyone? Erroneous refund given to you 3 years and 5 years, they did not give the demand order, then it will be deemed that that case related proceedings have been deemed to be concluded. Right everyone? Wait time spent. Officer is going ahead and officer has gone ahead and given you a demand order. Now your case is going on before the appellate authority, appellate tribunal. Officer in similar case wants to raise a demand order. He has raised a show cause notice, but he is waiting for your case ka result to come so that in other case he can go ahead and raise demand order. Then whatever is the wait time, he is waiting for the decision of the appellate authority, appellate tribunal, high court, etc. to come. That wait time will be excluded from the time limit to go ahead and raise a demand order in similar situation basically. Right everyone? Then, sir, supposingly in my return, in my GSTR1, always remember one amendment has come over here. Sir, in your GSTR1, you went ahead and disclosed that you are liable to pay 10 lakh. But you did not go ahead and show the same amount in your GSTR 3B. That is meant by self-assessed tax. Self-assessed tax means what? Self-assessed tax include the tax payable in respect of details of outward supplies furnished in under section number 37. In your section number 37, IFF you did or GSTR 1 May, you went ahead and showed that you have done a sale of 1 crore and the tax liability is 18 lakh. But when you are filing, but not included in the GSTR 3B, under section number 39, return furnished under section number 39 means in your GSTR 3B you did not go ahead and show that 18 lakh rupees, then they are telling that was your self-assessed tax. In your GSTR 1, in your IFF you went ahead and told you are liable to pay 18 lakh, but in your GSTR 3B you did not go ahead and show that amount, then it is meant that that was your self-assessed tax. And self-assessed tax, if you have not gone ahead and made the payment, then they are telling we'll do direct recovery. Direct recovery means there is no requirement to go ahead and give you a show cause notice or a demand order. Direct recovery can happen because I am only telling I have gone ahead and collected. They will not give you any show cause notice and demand order. Direct recovery in case of self-assessed tax liability in accordance with section number 39. in accordance with return under section number 39. And self-assessed tax liability ka amendment is they have gone ahead and told what do you mean by self-assessed liability. Self-assessed liability means basically the tax payable in respect of supplies which you have mentioned in your GSTR1 or IFF but not included in the return under section number 39, right everyone? So whatever you have shown in your GSTR1 has to be paid when you are filing your GSTR3B, otherwise they will go ahead and say self-assessed tax not paid and direct recovery can be done, right everyone? The next one over here is section number 75 goes ahead and says, sir, no penalty for same act or omission under any other section if you are already penalized under section number 73 or 74. 73 or 74 may if they have penalized you, section number 122, 125 etc. may they will not go ahead and penalize you again. Section number 76 over here, people tell me one thing, we learned section number 73 bona fide case mein demand order, section number 74 fraud case mein demand order, 75 general discipline, very very important for your exam. 76 goes ahead and says if you have gone ahead and collected an amount representing as tax, your goods were supposedly exempted goods but you went ahead and collected tax on those goods, you should immediately deposit it to the government. It should be amount collected representing as tax should be immediately paid to the government. If you have not paid, they will give you a show cause notice and then ask you why the amount along with a penalty equal to the amount. Why they are telling amount? Because it is not tax. You have collected it as representing as tax, immediately paid to the government. Otherwise, show cause notice will come. There is no time limit to give you a show cause notice and demand order will be passed after going ahead and taking your representation. Interest also has to be paid by you from the date of collection. The day you collected, from the very next day till the date of payment, you will have to go ahead and pay the interest at the rate of 18%. Also, after show cause notice, opportunity of being heard will be given and then a demand order. Demand order should always be within 1 year from the show cause notice. Always remember section number 76, show cause notice, no time limit, demand order 1 year from the show cause notice. Always remember period of stay has to be excluded. Order which is given, demand order will always be speaking order. Now supposingly you have gone ahead and collected amount from this person and now you have gone ahead and paid it to the government, or government has recovered the amount from you. You collected some amount from a person and now government have recovered the amount from you. Government will give it to this person back from whom you had collected, provided this person is traceable. For an example, this person says some amount had to be paid to the government. Government will first recover that amount and remaining amount will be paid to the, basically, I am the supplier, this is the recipient. So from the recipient, whatever amount I collected, government recovered it from me. Government will go ahead and give it back to this person, provided this person doesn't have any due to be given to the government. Adjust of amount towards tax payable by such person. Any surplus will be refunded if government can't trace the ultimate consumer or the ultimate bearer of the tax, then government will put bearer of the amount, it will be put to the consumer welfare fund. Person who has borne the incident may apply for a refund. If you don't apply for refund, consumer welfare fund. Section number 77 goes in and says, remember section number 77 is to be read with section number 19 of the IGST Act. It goes in and says, supposingly you went ahead and treated one transaction as intrastate, collected CGST as GST, paid to the government. Now you realize, oh no, I should have gone ahead and collected IGST and paid. Your customer will not pay you again. But what you can do now, you can take CGST as GST, wrong tax ka refund, and pay the correct IGST. When you are paying IGST, you don't have to pay any interest is not penalty. Interest need not be paid. Now listen to me very carefully. In section number 19, if you go ahead and read of the IGST Act, same thing is written, which goes ahead and says basically, if you go ahead and pay IGST by mistake, take refund of IGST, pay the correct CGST and SGST, interest need not be paid and adjustment is not possible. So, wrong tax, refund to be taken, correct tax to be paid. Always remember there is a monetary limit which is given for issuance of show cause notice and then the demand order. Sir, supposingly in my show cause notice only intrastate ka some mistake I have done, CGST is 10 lakh and SGST is 10 lakh. Then always remember whatever is the CGST amount will be seen, and sir, if CGST amount over here is less than equal to 10 lakh, then who will go ahead and give me show cause notice? Superintendent, and accordingly demand order shall be given. Sir, I have gone ahead and done a mistake where I have not gone ahead and paid IGST. Interstate ka supply mein some mistake has been done. IGST not paid, supposingly 5 crore rupees. Amount is greater than 2 crore. So who will go ahead and give you the demand order and show cause notice? Additional commissioner or joint commissioner. You have gone ahead and done a mistake where you have not gone ahead and paid CGST, SGST and CGST, SGST and IGST. Sir, here the CGST amount is supposedly 20 lakh, SGST amount is 20 lakh or 30 lakh and 30 lakh. Don't see, and SGST is also 30 lakh. Don't see the SGST amount. See the CGST plus IGST 60 lakh rupees. Sir, where will it fall? Greater than 20 lakh up to 2 crore. Who will give the order? Show cause notice and the demand order by Deputy Commissioner or Assistant Commissioner. I went ahead and taught you. What did I teach you till now? I went ahead and taught section number 73, demand order in bona fide case. Section number 74, fraud case. Sir, section number 75, general provision. 76, sir, amount collected representing as tax immediately paid to the government. Otherwise, show cause notice, no time limit, demand order 1 year. Then section number 77, I taught you wrong tax paid, take a refund, correct tax you pay, no interest. Section number 78 goes ahead and says initiation of recovery proceeding. If amount payable in the demand order you did not go ahead and pay within 3 months, they will go ahead and start recovery. Recovery will be initiated. Always remember one thing, if it is expedient, proper officer finds it expedient to go ahead and reduce the recovery time by from less than 3 months to any other time, then he can go ahead and do that. If proper officer considered is expedient, he may require the taxable person to make the payment within a period less than 3 months also, which will be specified in the by the proper officer basically. Then, sir, recovery ka modes which are there, always remember recovery can be done. Recovery ka modes are important for exam. M square, R square, TDS. Always remember M square. M means what? M square. M means magistrate ke through recovery can be done. Sir, your officer will go ahead and tell the magistrate, and magistrate ke through recovery can be done. Your sale of movable, immovable. M for movable and immovable property ka sale can also happen. R for realization of bond. And R for refund or any other amount may also be adjusted. T for third party ke through recovery can be done. D for sir, district collector ke through recovery can happen. And S for selling of goods can also be done and recovery can be done. Always remember M square, R square, TDS. Sir, always remember refund or any other amount if you have to receive from the department, they will go ahead and adjust that amount, and remaining they will go ahead and recover the amount from that refund, or they will ask specified, your officer will ask specified officer to go ahead and deduct. So proper officer may deduct from any other refund or any other amount which was payable to you from the department, or any other specified officer had to pay you. Proper officer will deduct or ask the specified officer to deduct. Or sir, detention of selling of goods, they will go ahead and detain the goods and sell the goods, or they will ask specified officer to go ahead and do the selling of goods basically. Sir, recovery can happen from third party. Anyone had to tell you, officer will go ahead and tell him, don't pay this guy, pay it to us, and recovery can happen from third party. This is also known as garnishee proceedings. Okay everyone, just for your knowledge, these are also known as garnishee proceeding. From anyone I have an amount receivable or amount that might become due in future to me, from that amount recovery will happen. Then, sir, sale of movable, immovable property, they can also do that recovery from district collector. District collector ko one certificate will be given by your officer. Now, district collector will come and recover the amount from you as if they are land revenue ka arrears. Now, officer can also go ahead and make an application to the magistrate. Magistrate will go ahead and collect the amount from you as if they were court ka fine, and court ka fine not paying, they will send you to jail beta. Then, recovery through realization of bond. Always remember one thing, if SGST officer is coming to recover from you, CGST officers will not come. So, if SGST officer collects the dues, they will go ahead and collect the amount from you, and later, whatever is the central government ka portion, they will give the portion to the central government. Right, everyone? If partial recovery is done, it is not that state government ka officers came, they recovered partially and kept to themselves only. No, they will do pro rata distribution between center and state. Always remember, recovery is also possible from distinct person. The next one over here is section number 80. Sir, section number 80 goes ahead and says, if amount became due from you and you are telling, sir, I don't have money, go to the officer, tell him, sir, sorry, please give me installment. Taxable person can file an application DRC 20, and commissioner can go ahead and extend the time limit for payment. Deferred payment, they can give you 1 or 2 months extra time, or they can allow 24 months ka installment. Self-assessed tax, sir, you went ahead and self-assessed your tax. For that, direct recovery is there. For that, installment and all will not be allowed, and installment facility is always subject to interest under section number 50, which is 18% interest also will be taken. Always remember, if you have gone and defaulted in installment also, then sir, withdrawal of installment facility and total amount will become recoverable immediately. Installment is not allowed if the amount is less than 25,000. Remember always, no installment for self-assessed tax, no installment if amount is less than 25,000. Less than. Section number 81 goes ahead and says transfer of property shall be void. Always remember one thing, if amount became due from you and you are going ahead and creating a charge, basically you went ahead and mortgaged it, they are going ahead and creating a charge, or you part with the property with intention to defraud the government revenue, I will go ahead and sell my property. If you go ahead and do all those things, always remember such transfer or creating of charge etc. is void. And sir, but there is an exception. If you are done with bona fide intention plus for adequate consideration in good faith without notice of pendency of such proceedings or without notice of such tax or other sum payable by the said person or with prior permission of the proper officer, then in that scenario only transfer of property shall not be void. Then we have section number 82, tax to be first charged on the property. Always remember one thing, taxable person or representative, whenever the amount is payable, which is GST dues, government shall have first charge on the property. Basically, who will have? GST department will have first charge on your property and they will recover their dues which are there. Government will have first charge. GST department will stand first and recover the due, but that is subject to IBC. Always remember, insolvency and bankruptcy code is applicable on a company. Section number 82 will not be applicable. Otherwise, if insolvency and bankruptcy code is not applicable, then please apply section number 82, and section number 82 says government dues will stand first and recover their dues. We went ahead and learned section number 73, bona fide case, demand order. Section number 74, demand order in case of fraud case. Section number 75, general principle. Section number 76, sir, tax amount collected representing as tax should be paid immediately to the government, otherwise show cause notice and demand order. Section number 74, wrong tax paid, you should take a refund, correct tax should be paid. Then we have section number 78, which went ahead and told about greater than 3 months recovery will start. Section number 79, modes of recovery. Section number 80, installment can be asked. Section number 81, transfer of property shall be void, but not void if done with bona fide intention, adequate consideration, in good faith, plus any one of them. Right, everyone? Without notice of pendency of such proceeding or without notice of such amount being due from such person or with the prior permission of proper officer. Or 82 went ahead and told if IBC is applicable on your company, section number 82 is not applicable, but otherwise section number 82 goes ahead and says government will go ahead and recover its due first or from your property. Then we have section number 83 over here, provisional attachment of property. Section number 83, there has been amendment. Section number 83 along with the respective rule, there has been a small amendment. So I have gone ahead and drawn a chart. We will understand it from here. So if there is a pendency of proceeding which is going on against you under section number 62, 62 is what? Best judgment of non-filer, best judgment of unregistered person. 64, sir, summary assessment has happened. 67, inspection, search, seizure has happened. 73, demand order is bona fide case. And section number 74, fraud case, show cause notice. Basically what happened? Pendency of proceeding. Proceedings have been initiated and it is going on against you. Commissioner is of the opinion that attachment is necessary. Then first he will go ahead and record the reason why he has such an opinion against you. Then he will go ahead and pass an order in GST DRC 22 and details of the property will also be stated, which is the property going to be attached. Now what will happen? The officer will go ahead and send a copy of the order to the concerned revenue authority, transport authority and the bank. Right, everyone? And also it will be sent to you whose property has been attached. Always remember one thing, once your property has been attached, you can go and request the officer saying, sir, sorry, in DRC 22, person can file an objection if property is not liable to be attached. Now, officer will go ahead. If objection filed, proper officer will give you opportunity of being heard. After hearing to you, if commissioner is satisfied, then he will release the property and issue DRC 23. But if officer is not satisfied, attachment will continue. Remember always, provisional attachment can be done only for a maximum period of 1 year. Within 1 year, whatever is the proceedings against you, section number 62, bad judgment assessment order, he will pass it off. Section number 63, whatever is the bad judgment against unregistered person, he should clear it off. Basically, he should complete the investigation and adjudication within 1 year, because after 1 year, the provisional attachment will stop being effective. It will be ceased to be attached. Basically, attachment shall cease after 1 year. Always remember one thing, if perishable or hazardous nature ka goods property has been attached, if they have gone ahead and attached something which is perishable or hazardous goods, they will go ahead and say we will sell it off. But if you go ahead and pay, be released after the person pays lower of the market price or the amount that is or may become due. Why is he going ahead and attaching your property? Because some amount can become due from you. So he will go ahead and tell you, if you go ahead and pay market price of the property or amount that may become due from such person, then property shall be released immediately by issuing DRC 23 on proof of payment that you have gone ahead and made the payment. But if you don't go ahead and make the payment, that property will be disposed of and amount shall be recovered, will be adjusted towards tax, interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount. Right everyone, always remember section number 83 ka proceedings can also be done, provisional attachment can be also done of the person under section number 122 1A. Basically those people who are going ahead and deriving, but what do you guys remember, if one person is issuing bogus invoice, his name per registration is taken, but the actual person who is deriving the benefit might be an accountant or might be any other person who is behind him, who is going ahead and deriving the benefit of this transaction, provisional attachment can happen of those persons who are mentioned under section number 122 1A, at whose instance the transaction was carried out or who is the actual beneficiary of a transaction. Remember always. Now section number 84 over here, continuation and validation of recovery proceeding. Recovery started against you and then you went to the appeal. Recovery after 3 months started and you went for the appeal. Appellate authority went ahead and condoned the delay and accepted the appeal. Now in that scenario what will happen? They will stop the recovery proceeding and wait for the appeal ka order to come. Once the appellate authority went ahead and passed the order, so demand order was served, taxable person went for an appeal application filed, officer will stop the proceeding, appeal will be disposed of. Now appeal disposed of, when the demand order is cancelled, then recovery will not be done. If it is confirmed, appellate authority confirmed the demand order, recovery will continue. That is told by section number 84, continuation and validation of recovery proceeding. Supposingly, now appellate authority went ahead and enhanced the amount. Now what will happen? If the amount is enhanced, whatever was told in the demand order, that so will be recovered. For the enhanced amount, they are going ahead and telling commissioner will serve another notice of demand for the enhanced amount. Now recovery proceedings shall continue with respect to old notice of demand and new notice of demand for the enhanced amount also. Sir, but if appeal disposed of, wherein they went ahead and reduced the amount, then fresh demand order is not necessary. Supposingly the demand order was already given for 10 lakh rupees, but they went ahead and reduced. Appellate authority, appellate tribunal went ahead and reduced the amount to only 5 lakh. Recovery will happen only for the remaining amount, which is the reduced amount. Right everyone? Now I went ahead and told you section number 73 went ahead and told bona fide case. Section number 74 fraud cases में demand order. 75 general provision. 76 sir, amount collected as tax representing as tax should be immediately paid to the government. 77 wrong tax, correct, take the refund, pay the correct tax. 78 recovery proceeding. 79 modes of recovery. 80 installment. 81 transfer of property void. 82 everyone, sir, GST dues will stand first and recover the amount. Section number 83 provisional attachment. Section number 84 continuation of recovery proceeding. Remember everyone, section number 73 and 74 are A graded over here. 75, 76, 77, see these two are A plus graded. In this A graded topic, which I feel one question should come, 75, 76, 77 is also A graded. Besides this, NT3, because there is an amendment, is also A graded this time. Right everyone? So if I go ahead and tell you, you can't leave 73, 74, 75, 76, 77 and 83. Other than that, also sections are important. You can read question answers from them. But these sections are very, very important. Listen to me very carefully everyone. Now, here, one small provision is also there regarding IBC, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. I will go ahead and tell you special procedure. When a company is going through insolvency and bankruptcy, what is it? Insolvency Resolution Professional. But what is it? IRPC, Insolvency Resolution Process is going on. Basically, Insolvency Resolution Process is going on. It is CIRP, Corporate Insolvency Resolution Process. So I'll go ahead and tell you that also quickly. Everyone listen to me very carefully. Supposing there is a company, RAM Limited, which is there, and RAM Limited is undergoing corporate insolvency resolution process. What will happen in this scenario? There will be, supposingly they were not able to go ahead and pay their creditors. They were not able to pay their creditors, and hence the creditors went to NCLT and told, sir, please close this company. So the NCLT went ahead and appointed one resolution professional that, sir, please go ahead and see how we can revive the company. And one resolution professional was appointed. Now resolution professional, always remember one thing, when he is appointed, Ram Limited board of directors will be, they will say, you go, all of them will be suspended, and now resolution professional will take over the board. So now he is trying to revive the company, and GST department is telling, we will go ahead and cancel your registration. Since 6 months you have not gone ahead and filed your returns, we will go ahead and block your e-way bill. And hence government went ahead and told, one side we are trying to revive the company, other side GST department is telling, we'll go ahead and close the GST registration, we'll go ahead and block the e-way bill because return etc. is not filed. What to do? So one special procedure was given for a company which is undergoing corporate insolvency resolution process, and it was told that old registration which is there, let it be. For the old registration, might be you have not paid the dues, right everyone, that will be taken care by the resolution professional when he is going ahead and drafting a resolution plan. But now, so that now compliances can be done, resolution professional was asked that Ram Limited company ka name pe you take one more registration where you make yourself as the authorized signatory, and one more registration you can take. So the old registration and the new registration, old registration with the old details which were there, basically that was in distinct person. Now the new registration becomes the distinct person. So what this person will do, resolution professional, he will take a new registration which is a distinct person from the old registration of Ram Limited, and they will go ahead and do the compliances, file all the returns, make all the tax ka payment, e-way bill generation and all, no problem absolutely. So this was the thing which was told by the government, sir, resolution professional can go ahead and take a new registration and do the compliances. What about the old dues? Old dues will be taken care in the resolution plan which is there. Now what people went ahead and told, this resolution professional was the interim resolution professional, new resolution professional will come. Then again one registration, no Baba, this registration only which is already taken, the new registration which is taken, only the authorized signatory can be changed as the new resolution professional now. Are we clear everyone? Old resolution professional was retired, new resolution professional came, new resolution professional ka interim resolution professional gone, final resolution professional came, he will become the authorized signatory and he will carry on the compliances. One more question people ask, sir, if the company had not defaulted anything, GST dues were all paid etc., then is there a requirement to take new registration? Then there is no requirement. This special procedure is told because the company would have not gone ahead and complied with the GST requirement, and GST department was telling, we will go ahead and cancel the registration, we will go ahead and block the e-way bill. Then we went ahead and told, let them do whatever they want for the old registration. New registration we took and we carried out the process. But if there was no old dues etc., then new registration is not required. So you have to remember always, new registration not required if all the compliances were done by the company, then new registration by the resolution professional is not required. If the resolution professional goes ahead and takes a new registration, interim resolution professional gone, new resolution professional came, then new registration again is not required, just authorized signatory can be changed. I hope you guys got it. Everyone over here, we are done with your chapter. Remember one thing, in this chapter, the first amendment which has come is in the explanation number 2 of your section number 73 and 74, which goes ahead and says, against the main notice if 73 and 74 ka proceeding concluded, against the other co-notices who are there, the proceedings under 122 and 125 will be concluded, but 129 and 130 ka proceeding shall not be concluded. Again they went ahead and told section number 75 mein self-assessed tax direct recovery will be done. Self-assessed tax mein direct recovery will be done. What do you mean by self-assessed tax? If you have gone ahead and shown something in your GSTR 1 or IFF but not shown that amount in your GSTR 3B, then that's your self-assessed tax, and for that direct recovery will be done. And one more amendment which they have gone ahead and done is provisional attachment, which I have gone ahead and given you the whole flow over here. Also remember, provisional attachment can also be done against those people who have gone ahead and derived the benefit of a transaction. Basically those people who are told under section number 122 1A at whose instance the transaction was conducted, or who have gone ahead and derived the benefit of a transaction. Right everyone, I'll go ahead and close all my discussion on demand and recovery over here. Have a great day everyone. Take care. Bye guys.